So today's video, we're discussing the Vice special on fixing the criminal justice system, and it's a very interesting video. Something I recommend a lot of people to go see, because a lot of people in our community don't really know how the criminal justice system works. But for me, after watching the video, it just opened my eyes a lot. It's crazy to see how to really see and understand how the criminal justice system works. For me, I've never really had many people in my family, at least none that I know of, to really serve significant amounts of time in prison or incarcerated or dealing with the criminal justice system. So I never really knew a lot about how it works and how it affects people even after they've left prison. And President Obama stated that in the video. He stated most people aren't interacting with the criminal justice system, and they don't see the impact that it has on their community, which I think is probably one of the most valid statements. It may be the most vital piece as to why the system is an unbroken cycle. When you don't know, you can't help. And this isn't something that is really discussed because people, don't want to talk about being in prison. They don't want to talk about, possibly going or what they dealt with when they went there. That's not like a highlight of someone's story, so, and you don't get the information necessary to actually help these people. And it's just crazy for me because I never really knew that once you leave prison, or once you still have to deal with the criminal justice system. You still have fees that you have to pay back. That was mentioned in class as we discussed this video, the first half of the video. And I believe, I don't know who stated that piece, but whoever said it in class, when I heard it, I was like, wow, are you serious? Like that's ridiculous, because after watching the video, these guys are saying, it's possible $1,000 fees that they have to pay back. But how can you pay them back when you can't even get a job, because you have to put on your application that you've been incarcerated and you have a criminal record. And once you put that on your application, people don't want to hire you. So how can you make the money to pay them back? So that causes like I said, the unbroken cycle that is the criminal justice system. You can't. You go to jail, you serve your time, you get out, you have these fees you have to pay back, you have to get a job. People see you're an ex-con, you can't get the job. After after a while, you're not paying these fees back, you go right back to jail. You accumulating more fees that you can't pay back, so you're stuck in jail because you can't pay these fees back. And in the video, they talked to one inmate, believe his name was Randall, who stated that he was out before he served his time, got out, he was trying to get a job, couldn't get a job, and once he figured out he couldn't get a job, he went back to selling drugs so that he could pay those fees back, because they were so high and he didn't have the money, he couldn't get a job. Lo and behold, he got caught again, so now he's back in jail accumulating more fees. And that's just mind-blowing to me, because it's like, how can we be the centerpiece of quote-unquote freedom and equality in this country when most of our time and money is spent on putting people in jail or correctional facilities, as they're called, when essentially from the outside looking in, you're not correcting anything. And they say it's like you can't correct something, or you can't see the corrections that have been made if you can't give somebody a chance once they get out. And these guys can't, they're not getting a chance. And I think one of the best things Obama said was, they're trying to implement a system or recreate the system to where you don't have to put that you've been incarcerated on your application. That's something that you wouldn't have to put down, and that would give guys a better chance, give people a better chance to get these jobs after they get out. And another gentleman that worked for a correctional facility stated that they work to set these guys up with job opportunities once their time is up. You know, help them. They're in ties with several companies that will allow these guys to work for them and earn some money, so that way they can get back on their feet, pay these bills, and, you know, get back to living a regular life. And the Senator Cory Booker, I believe he has one of the best mindsets I've ever heard of in regards to this topic. Just about fixing the system in general. You know, he used to be the mayor of Newark, New Jersey, and in his time as mayor, he lived in the heart of the city, where the problems and the crime and the issues that get these guys locked up, you know, he lived right there, and it was purposeful why he lived there. You know, he stated that he wanted to bring security to the city, not for himself, but for the community, so that way these guys can stay out of trouble. That way he can help these guys do better. You know, and I thought that was just that was brilliant. You know, that was a brilliant idea, and I commend him for it. And I think if we had more people, you know, thinking about this and doing things to that nature, I think that would help the criminal justice system in general. Help, you know, guys stay out of jail, stay out of prison, and, you know, do better. And you know, he also stated that James Baldwin said there's nothing more dangerous than a man with no hope, which I think is a very valid statement. You got no hope, you got nothing to live for. You know, no one cares about you. You're gonna do what you want. You know, you really just don't give a damn. And, you know, it was just watching that video just opens my eyes a lot. Like I said in the beginning of the video, it just makes it more feasible to me, for lack of a better term. It makes me more interested in the system, interested in wanting to help people. And I think a lot of people should watch that video. A lot of people should be able to, you know, relate to it, mainly because of the amount of people that are in jail. You know, we've got one guy in the video stated it's a 50% recidivism rate, which means there are half of the people that go to jail, go to prison. 1 out of 2 people go right back once they get out. That is a drastic number. Like, that is terrible. And for that to be so high in a place where we're supposed to be helping, bettering people, and claiming this is the land of the free, you know, that's ridiculous to me. And it's something's got to be done, and hopefully changes can be made. You know, I really hope something can be done, because not for me, like I said, I have no one in my family that's been incarcerated for an extended period of time. I do know people that have been to jail, but, you know, 2-3 months and you're back out on your feet. But I don't have anyone serving 5-10 years for nothing they've done. So I can't personally relate to it, but I can see it in my community, and I can see it affect, you know, families around me, and how, you know, kids are growing up without a father, which was mentioned a lot in the video. You know, a lot of those guys have children that, you know, don't have their father in the home. A lot of those guys are the product of fatherless homes, you know, and without those fathers, they've got no, of course they have direction with the people around them, their mother, their, you know, whoever's there with them, but they don't have that male father figure there to steer them in the right path, steer them, you know, in the right direction, so they gravitate to the criminal activities, you know. And it's a cycle. One goes to jail, his son no longer has his father. He falls down the wrong path, he goes to jail, his son no longer has a father. So it's, you know, it's a terrible system, and I really hope that something can be done to make a change, and hopefully in the future the criminal justice system will be something a lot better than what we have now.